probably should iron it. Damn. Yeah, bitch, I got ketchup on my shirt. Fuck you.
Look alright. Nigga look alright. Right.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Back at it again. Back at it like a crack at it. Drunk Tours podcast in the building. It's your boy Yates from Atlanta, aka Wakanda.
And I'm your other host, Jarrell from Portland, Oregon. You already know.
Hey man, what we talking about today, Brody?
What we talking about today is do you care if these hoes is broke? Basically, the topic of the day is do you care if your lady is is less fortunate than you financially?
I think it kind of, I mean, right off the bat, no. But I think it kind of matters if you're talking about your partner, like
Right.
the woman you gonna be with forever, or a girl you fucking. If it's a girl you just fucking, like, she could be homeless. Like, niggas do not care. Like, I mean, if you really think about it, because it's like, me personally, I don't need you for anything financially. You know, if I did, I wouldn't be trying to date or trying to look for women.
Yeah.
I'd be busy trying to get some money first.
Right. That's real. Yeah.
What about you?
Same. I think it's the same thing. Like if it's just some fun shit, like you said, it don't matter. Like if you got the money, you know what I mean. Like if you don't really got the bread, I mean, I guess really if you ain't got the bread, to me, you shouldn't really be going on dates. But but if you ain't really got the bread, you on a budget, and you going on dates, then yeah, like the chick that you might be entertaining, you might kind of want her to have some paper because you might need her to compensate a little bit. But if you got money, then yeah, it don't matter.
Thinking of that though. Because I say that so confidently, like, oh, I wouldn't be chasing, I wouldn't be fucking on women. But it's true, but I would need to be having sex though.
Right.
So it's like we always say that, but at the same time, if you don't have like girls you've dealt with who gonna let you keep smacking regardless of like what you providing financially, like that would suck. Like I would go on dates broke there. In that case, like if I ain't have nobody who gonna give me no pussy and I ain't have barely any money, but I had like a little bit of money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scrape that together and try to give me some pussy because something gotta work.
Yeah.
But you can do cheap dates too, like.
Yeah. I mean, it just comes down to just having a good idea of a date and you can save some bread. But yeah, when it comes to the partner though, like you said though, gotta have something, because I mean I don't know, I just feel like it's it's a union, and people got to remember that marriage is not just about love. You know what I mean? It's also a business, mutual partnership, companionship. So you obviously would want somebody. I love a woman who can teach me something, or who can who puts a fire under me and make me like really want to grind, and you know what I mean, and just smart, just got a lot of things going. So I was like, I don't see why like you wouldn't want a woman like what I mean, who had that type of stature. But at the same time, if I'm a millionaire and I'm in love with this woman, like she don't gotta do shit. Like, but that kind of made me kind of want to go into the topic, because I know a lot of dudes you kind of see on the net, like women and men, like the whole like have bills type thing. Like, do you think that the men who really like man, fuck that, these women just want the money, or I'm not paying, I want to pay for her to just be not doing nothing? Do you think that's really just because the dude just don't got the bread, or do you think a lot of times it's just
I think that's
something he really just a principle, like I just want her to
I've never heard a dude who actually has money complain about having to spend it on his girl.
Right.
Now if she wants some stuff that's like super expensive and she not really like adding any value to your life, that's different. Like I feel like most of the issue is people don't really be in serious relationships. They just be fucking people, and the people they be fucking be wanting relationship compensation. So it'd be like, I want you to take me on trips, buy me stuff like I'm your girlfriend. I think that's when most dudes be. But it's funny because like women had a right to ask for it, and they also had a right to like not give you no pussy if you don't do it.
Facts.
And that's why I feel like a lot of dudes be upset, because they be wanting this girl, and she like, all right, if you want this pussy, this what you gotta do. And he be like, this shit ain't right. He's like, I feel him to a degree, but on the other hand, like, go get another girl. You know what I mean?
He's like, how are you mad at her set her rules?
Like, to me,
how dare you tell me I need more money for that pussy? That's really what it is.
It's like on one hand, I just don't get why people don't walk away from situations that don't work. Like, but I guess sometimes people be having a lot of time invested in stuff before they find out. Like, they be like, man, I like her now. Now she's saying, oh, I want to go on a trip. Like, the first time we had sex, we should be out in the country. I mean, you got me fucked up. Right. I don't even know you for real. Like, but I feel like people don't qualify who they date no more. Like, people don't try to get to know each other anymore at all. Like, the deepest.
And it's like the want what you can't have type thing too. Like, you feel like it's somebody kind of out of your league, so it's kind of like, you kind of like, you know, you just want it. Like,
but then at the same time, cause I don't want it to seem like we just blaming women. I feel like most dudes come in on the I got money tip, like, oh, like soon as you meet her, like, oh, I want to take you to Ruth Chris, man. We got to get you something nice to wear on the day. Woo, woo. So you coming in with your pockets, and then she treating you like a pocket, and then you like, why is she treating me like a pocket? Like, what you mean? Like, that's how you came. So you gotta go out how you come in, like, you know. I don't think there's nothing wrong with tricking if that's what you want. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being super frugal and not liking women who ask if that's what you want. I feel like it's just finding somebody who's compatible for you. I don't think it's right when people try to change people so it fits them. It's like you said, like, how dare you tell me I gotta make more money to fuck you?
Now, how would you feel about your partner? If she, like, if y'all get married and stuff like that, and she was like ambitious like throughout the time you got together, and then y'all get married, and she kind of gets to the point where, like, I kind of want to be done working. I just want to kind of enjoy myself. Like, how would you feel?
It's a little. I mean, well, my situation a little different, but hypothetically, if it was, you saying if it was like a 50-50 thing, and then they don't want to do their 50, or what? I
mean, I won't even say 50-50, because I mean, you could be paying majority of stuff, but let's just say like her money was going into, like, I don't know, more so a savings or something. Let's just say, like, because I mean, my thing is, if the dude's paying all the bills, and it's like, I don't know, like, some women maybe believe that means that she just gets to splurge hers, you know, which is cool. You should be able to splurge some of it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like if you are making money, it should be going to some type of value of the house. Right. Like, you know, like we have like a joint savings or something. It goes like something. So let's say, like, she's kind of like, I kind of want my money for me. I kind of want to have fun.
Once it's, I think the difference comes into if we talk about somebody you fucking or a partner.
No, I'm talking about a partner.
Like, specifically for me and my girl, like, right now she's finishing up her master's, so she's interning, so she's not making any money, so I just pay for everything. No issue with that.
Right, of course.
But once she finishes and she does start working, the way we've communicated working out is all of her money go towards investments, you know, for us. And because now I invest and pay and say, you know, all of that, it would be partnership to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna still take care of all the bills, but whatever you bringing in, we gonna put, you know, keep you some. You know, I'm a percentages guy, so like this much go to this much, but you know, mostly would, like, if it was a 50-50 thing, instead of just splitting the bills down the middle, be like, look, no, put that in the investments. That way, our money is growing. You know what I mean? You're now involved in the finances, not. Because I never want a situation where it's like a control thing, you know what I mean? Because the way I grew up, my dad paid all the bills, so that's what I'm comfortable with.
Right.
You know, I've always seen it that way. So it's like, you know, I've never met a girl who complains about that, where it's like, you know, I don't want to pay 50%. You know what I mean?
Right.
But some people don't want to, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you got to find what works for you.
I feel like, like you said, I feel like it's a compatibility thing. I feel like with me, like, if my woman didn't want to work, it'd be cool. But it'd just be like, at that point though, like, that means she would probably, if I was cool with it, it's probably because she was adding value to the.
She gonna work either way. She's gonna have to find something that work for you.
Yeah.
You know,
So it's like you probably don't work because you probably raise my kids, and I
Mm-hmm.
want you around the kids all the time. You know what I mean? Rather than somebody random. And it's like we may not have kids, but you know, you might just almost cater to me like on some like I'm at your service type thing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, I feel like that turns into like the dudes like having all the money, because that's another thing too when you're in a relationship. Because some women are like, I don't want a nigga paying all the bills, because I done seen a lot of them turn that into like, I'm the one that fucking feeds you. So that
you know,
it is true.
It
but
sounds fucked up, and people say, oh, like oh, that's massage, because for me personally, if I'm paying for everything, I'm gonna have certain standards that I expect. Like it just is what it is. And some people be like, oh, that's sexy, that's controlling, that's manipulative, and I'd be like, no, this is just who I am. I'm very comfortable with that, and if somebody's messing with me, we're gonna be compatible. I'm not gonna be investing in somebody who's not already with that.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to change. If somebody like, oh, I'm not cool with that, I'm not like, oh, but I love you so much and I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna wait and spring it on you later or expect you to change. Like, no, from the very beginning, I'm making sure we're compatible on these levels. So at this point in the relationship, it's not like, it can't come across as me being controlling, because I've always been this way, and you know my character. You know that these expectations aren't like you're working for me. It's just like these are things that I need to feel love to the degree that I'm comfortable doing this stuff.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. That's man. It's like people get mad when like the person has like a certain type of standard expectations that they don't meet,
especially
like,
men.
Yeah, especially men. So like when it's not there, you know, but I feel like I feel like for women, it's a hard time. It's a hard pill to swallow for them too, because then for us, like you said, it looks like misogyny, or it looks like something that's being sexist, or something where we're dominating over them. But it's almost like the same thing as a woman who demands a man that would open the car door for her. You know what I'm saying? Same women who expect a man to get every door, to pay for everything. Like you know, there's some men who expect like, okay, if I'm paying for everything, I expect them top every couple hours or something like
That's
that.
fair.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as you communicate, I think the only issue is when people can't say it. Like they're like, oh, this ain't right, so I don't say it. So I expect it, and when I don't get it, I throw a tantrum. Like, no, if I need something, I'm gonna tell you. Like, I'm just tell you. And if you're not cool with it, I'm fine with this not working. Like, not saying my girl, I'm just saying in life, period. In any relationship, because I feel like that's real integrity to be like, all right, look, I know who I am to the degree that I'm comfortable with it, and I make sure you know who I am. I'm not going,
like you said, really getting to know a person.
Exactly. Like if even with our relationship, you're not gonna be surprised with anything I do unless it gotta be super crazy, and that's why I'll be surprised, because I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm thinking. If I'm like, bro, I'm not comfortable with this, you know, hey, look, we gotta do this, or this, or I'm not comfortable with this. You know from the very beginning. So it's not like later on you like, I'm like, hey, bro, nah. And you like, what? What's good? It's like, I let everybody know right from the inception, like, look, this how I'm feeling about this. This what I'm thinking. You know, we can re-talk about this later, whatever. And like, I make sure all the expectations are on the table. So soon as it come time to deal with stuff, everybody knows how. Nobody's ever like
questioning how you feel.
Exactly.
No, that's real, and I feel like that just comes down to relationships and communication in the relationships.
Right.
You know, which is obviously a hard thing, because, like you were saying, if you got a lot of them, motherfucker, that means that person's your boss.
No,
so it's like some people they still have that fear of just expressing themselves because of consequences of the other person may be able to have on them, because it's like you might have got with somebody and then initially tell them like how you felt deep down all the way, so now you like this person, you know what I'm saying, so now you kind of got some time invested and emotions invested, and then now you don't want to tell them the truth how you really feel about some shit, because you know they'll leave if you tell them or whatever, you know it can alter that, so now you're like, you just lie about it, and then you know, and then when shit don't go right, it's like you said, it's like, oh, that's why it don't even work, or you don't even do this, and it's just like, you didn't say that you even wanted that.
Yeah, I heard, I think it might have been Grant Cardone or someone said this about business, and I took it on into everything. And like, I was like, man, that make a lot of sense. They were like, if something hurts you to like leave or let it go, like if let's say if you I'm trying to think of a better example where people can kind of get. If something hurts you when somebody complains about something, you need them too much.
So what you need? Say that one more time.
Okay, so let's say like I needed you to like hypothetically the podcast. I'm like, oh, I need you to set up the lights and stuff, right?
Right.
And you just complaining like, I don't want to do this. You come late.
I always put up the lights.
Right. And not even just complaining, but it's like, let's just say you don't do it. Like you just don't do it, right? And it really bothers me. Like it drives me crazy. Like it's like, oh my God, why didn't he? That means I'm too dependent on you. If it brings a big emotional reaction, that's really like your subconscious and your ego telling you you're too dependent. Because if it wasn't important, I wouldn't care. That makes sense? Right. So if I'm putting off something important on somebody else, I'm dependent on them too much.
That's real.
You get what I'm saying? Because even if I came, it's like the lights not up and stuff. If it's something I could do real quick and it don't bother me, it wouldn't bother me. But if it's bothering me, that means I'm dependent too much on somebody else. That's the only reason it's bothering you. So that's kind of like how I take it in everything. So it's like, if, say I'm hypothetically when I was saying whatever, I'm dealing with a woman, I'm like, hey, before we take this serious, like we already fucking, but before we get in a relationship, these are things, that I want or I expect or whatever, and I'm expecting the same from her. And certain things, she's just like, oh, I'm not cool with that. I'm like, all right. If it makes me upset, it's like, dang, I like her too much. That makes sense? Yeah. It sounds kind of crazy.
Nah, not really.
Because in our reality, that should just be an easy, all cool, it ain't gonna work. I'm gonna walk away.
Right.
So soon as I feel that, like, oh man, I know I might still stay because I'm emotionally attached, but I'm gonna start weaning off the how much I like you. And it sounds messed up, but it's pretty smart.
Nah, that's funny because it's like as soon as you said that, it's like I feel like I can like relate that emotion and like plenty of like times and stuff. Yeah. Because
emotion will keep you there. Emotion.
Yeah.
The thing in art, you got emotion and you got logic. Once you get emotional, the logic go out the window. So I use emotion as a trigger to trigger my logic. So when I start to feel emotional, I remind myself like, hold up, let me think about this. Because if I'm not thinking about this, I'm just reacting.
Right.
So I use the emotion to trigger the logic. Like if I'm starting to get mad at you, I'm like, all right, hang on. Mm-hmm. It must be a reason why I'm getting mad outside of whatever I'm saying. Because if it was just, you said something I thought you was wrong, I'm not going to be emotional about it.
You're right. You're going to argue. You're going to be like, I think it's like this.
Yeah. But if I'm upset, I'm getting upset. Like, all right, there's a reason I'm getting upset about this. And it'll remind me to actually think it through. That makes sense?
Nah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. I was just telling somebody about that. I'm like, just because you're into someone or you like someone doesn't necessarily mean that you should be with them.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
You can still fuck them. That's the thing that be getting me. You can still have sex with this person and be in a relationship without the title.
But see, my thing is and this can flow into another conversation, but like, I just feel like I only can speak, obviously a lot of times we speak of, I won't say about women, but discussions involves with women because obviously we're women. Yeah. But like I feel like the women that I've dealt with in the past, it's like, they're big on like the ownership type thing. Like, like some people call it like being faithful, being loyal. And it's like, that's not really being loyal. Being loyal can be something in the sense of just like just respecting you and like how our relationship is, whatever that may be, and just honoring that. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with just like you only supposed to be fucking me type shit. You know what I mean? Because I feel like most of the time, like that shit like that doesn't really work. Like, like just being like, we can just fuck or just whatever, because it's like, no, I mean,
that shit work.
But sometimes
it's all about
certain ones are like, I want you not to fuck nobody else.
But at that point, you already been fucking. Like if she feel like that, you've already fucked.
Yeah.
And if you fucked her right. if you hit that little spot in the back of that, hit that little.
But I mean, are we talking about like if you just trying to hit it one time?
No,
we was talking about like casual going.
Right.
But as you're going, they're not going to stay cool with that.
Yeah, over time it gets worse and worse. Eventually it falls out every time. But you get a nice run. That's what I'm saying. And my whole point is like, what do you want? But and I think that's alright. This might sound messed up. I feel like the real issue most dudes have is they don't know what they really want coming in. So for me, when I was single and dating, I always was thinking a serious relationship, but it was a lot of contingencies. It was like, look, I need certain boxes checked, and then it'll be serious relationship. So I'm coming into it with the intent of like, yo, this is my wife.
Right,
so I'm already overly invested. But once one of them boxes not checked, I'm like, well, this goes into this range of just having fun now. Because I'm already super invested emotionally. They're probably emotionally invested because once I'm like really like, I'm like obsessive. So I'm whatever you need, I'm like love. I'm over what they call it, love bombing. Like I'm love bombing your needs, like to the point where they like me back. So if I see it's not gonna work long term, I'm gonna tell them too. That's what I've been told was messed up was I would be moving like we're gonna be together forever with no title, but holding hands, kissing in public, all the relationship stuff right off the bat. This could be like
this could be forever, but it's not gonna be.
Meeting parents, all kind of stuff. But because I don't know, in my head it's like this could be forever.
No, that's facts.
I really just had one test. If they didn't pass this one test, it was over with.
You talking about
it was over with.
The one?
Yeah. I would wait. I'll wait till they dead tired. Like I'm talking dead tired, and I'll be like, "Hey, can you make me something to eat?" I didn't care if it was a cracker with some peanut butter or a sandwich or anything. They just had to get up and get me something, cause that would tell me. Because I know me, I'm a like diehard sacrifice ass nigga. Like
listen to another.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah,
no,
but so I needed to make sure they would do it for me when they don't want to, because I know I would.
No.
So that was just one area that was my test. So a ton of girls, a lot of women failed it, who I was like in love, I like no question, in love with. Like I'm like, I love this woman. But as soon as that would happen, because remember, I'm emotional. That was my trigger to trigger the logic, the test. When they failed that, I would wean on down, and then eventually like eventually like pretty quick too. Over time, it got faster and faster. Then it just became like fail the test, like it's over with emotionally for me. But I'm gonna still be there physically. We're gonna still be rocking, hanging out, whatever. But like all the long term ideology is gone. Like I don't even think that far ahead for us anymore, and we just having fun. And I'd be upfront though, like, this ain't gonna work long term. And they be like, yeah. Then they would start trying to convince me and stuff, but you already felt the test.
Yeah.
Okay.
But shit, man, we flow from you know what I mean, if your partner, you know, how you feel about your partner or just anybody you fucking with being broke to, you know, just the deeper things in relationships, you know how we do. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Drunk Tours Podcast. Make sure y'all follow us on all social media. Follow Drunk Tours Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, King of the Globe.
Hoes in the Pocket on Instagram. I'm gonna change it soon. I just need a name.
There you have it, Drunk Tours Podcast.
Yes, sir. That was a good one. That was smooth. All right.
The recording.